I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.
Seventh race on the card is the headliner, the non-black type Model Man Mile. It's over 1,600 meters. Obviously, it's the Model Man Mile, and the race is going to run at 4:05. Here's the package: Mexican Pete's rerun, and the interview that was done with Tony Riverland.
If good enough, he'll win from there at the 300-meter marker. Here's where Mexican Pete now. Rider looks across to see if there's any dangers. Teichmann tries to go with him. Mexican Pete past the 150, showing he's a born leader. And look at this one go, taking it to another level. Mexican Pete, too good. Teichmann, time together. Fish Eagle in behind these.
Yeah, look, you know, it's not going to be easy. He's drawn a little wide, and it's quite incredibly, for 90,000 Rand, a very competitive Model Man Stakes. I mean, Robbie Hill's got 2 very good 3-year-olds in there. Gavin van Zyl, I know they rate that Duke of Marmalade colt of his. And of course, Frank Robinson's horse, Mexican Pete. I mean, he has to be the horse to beat. He's been super impressive. It's not going to be easy to peg him back because he's been to Greyville twice. Strathclyde's never been to Greyville. He's had 1 run. He's a big baby still. For me, he's a very good horse. But whether he's going to be ready to win this race or not, only the race will tell. He'll definitely be competitive because he's a proper horse in my opinion. But he's still on soft. He's still on the leg a little bit, and never having been to Greyville is against him naturally because all those other horses have seen Greyville. So he's got a lot to do, but I'm convinced he'll run a fair race.
Okay, yeah, I agree with Tony. I'm also convinced he'll run a good race. Strathclyde, he's a beautiful colt, lovely, beautifully bred. Thumped them on debut. Common Grounds came out and won. So lots to like about Strathclyde, but widest draw, Hollywoodbets Greyville for the first time. Might just see him out. Except Temptation, a very nice horse. I think he's going to run an absolute cracker. Navajo Nation has won his last 2 very well. He's got an undeniable hat-trick chance. You heard Tony say Robbie's 2 horses, nice 3-year-olds. The other one's Canford Ice. King Pelez, early money for King Pelez. He won well last time, beating I Surrender. And then Mexican Pete. I believe that Mexican Pete is the one they all have to get past. His last win was good. His debut performance was outstanding. He's a lovely colt. Frank Robinson's got some good horses, as has Sid Mudley. Nice, interesting contest. We're going to be treated to some fantastic racing on Sunday. But in order of preference for me, 2 Mexican Pete, 6 Navajo Nation, 1 Canford Ice, 4 King Pelez. Those are my numbers.
Yeah, it's a nice race, Warren. I mentioned race 6 was arguably the best race on the day. This is not too far behind it because it's a race. It's an exciting race where we've got some nice 3-year-olds that are up and coming in. This is what I'll say. Last year, Seed again won this race. We all know what he went on to do. Run up in the Hollywoodbets Durbanville, win off the Cape Derby. Cracking horse, cracking specimen. This race, I'm not saying that we could see a horse that goes on to run second in the Hollywoodbets Durbanville, but we just never know. Mexican Pete, he's obviously the horse to beat. He's been so impressive in his first 2 starts to date. First round on the turf, Muzieni aboard for Frank Robinson. He's a horse that he just continues to improve, and for owner Sid Mudley, fantastic that he's got a couple of nice horses on his hands. So obviously the one to beat. Second selection as well, number 6 Navajo Nation. Those are just the 2 horses that I've included in the PA. I think the winner could come from those 2 horses. They have obviously been tested against older company, whereas King Pelez, this horse, Canford Ice, Strathclyde, they haven't really been tested against older horses. And you could possibly include number 9, Exceed, Accept Temptation, but I think numbers 2 and 6 could just have his measure. Navajo Nation, very nice win last time out. Even though the margin doesn't suggest it was a fantastic performance, when you have a look at his rerun again and you just watch how commanding and dominant he was at the finish, hit the line so hard, he beat all the horses that were knocking at the door for their next career victory, and he's a horse that is obviously on the up. He's winning. His last 2 wins have been impressive, and I think he's going to run an absolute cracker in this contest. So 2 and 6 for me. You heard from Warren, 2, 6, 1. 4. Those are going to be the horses that he plays around. Strathclyde, Accept Temptation, horses that I think you can include into the play as well. But exciting to see how Mexican Pete does go in the Foresight Model Man Mile.
My name's Danny Diliberto, founder of Ladles of Love. It was founded back in 2014. Communities we work with are all over the peninsula, and we're working with 138 beneficiaries now. We've grown exponentially. We've been able to do that because of all the kindness that we have experienced from individuals and corporates such as Interbet, who just want to be part of the change.